What's up, my gnomies? Episode 34 of Dour Gnome Adventures is about to take off with Mark.
Hey.
Dimitri.
I bring the bobness.
Brian.
I do not bring bobness.
Matt.
I have my own unique blend of things that may or may not include bobness.
And I am your GM, Ryan.
Boo. Are we still doing boos?
You can boo me all you want.
I'm going to stay away from your character.
Let me just get all those boos out. Boo. Boo. Boo.
I was saying boo earns.
You were.
All right. So 34, this is an even episode. So hero points stay where they're at.
Do I even have any hero points? I don't think I do.
Do they stay where they're at, or do they reset on even? I don't remember.
Odd is the reset.
That is pretty odd.
I still have one.
And so make sure you don't have any left at the end of this episode.
Okay.
That'll be very easy to do. I don't have any.
The rest of us will have to go crit fishing.
Fishing? I have a fishing kit. We can do that.
Yes, but remember the GM calls multiple dice crit fishing color.
No, I just have this blue one with a fish in it.
Oh.
What kind of fish?
The 20?
Yeah. This is a 30 millimeter.
What kind of fish?
I can't really see the fish in it.
I don't need to know the caliber of the bullets you're shooting at me.
Yeah, no, I want to know what caliber of fish it is.
Yeah.
44 caliber fish.
Well,
at least it's not one of those desert eagle fish.
Desert eagle fishing. Who's got a recap?
I don't know. Does anybody actually want the hero point?
Do you remember, D? Because
I do remember, but Brian is at 0 hero points.
I don't remember, though.
Okay, all right, fine. So we spent last session opening a big door and fighting whatever we found behind it. And what we found specifically were 3 cultists and some sort of a machine robot clockwork dude that we didn't really figure out was a machine robot clockwork until, well, no, he had a bunch of spells. The cultist kind of died fairly easily, though. I think Cinderspark left most of the spark on the floor in front of the door and ran off into the collapsed hallway to hide.
Got better.
Yes, you did. You did get better. But you were missing an action for a little bit of an action.
True.
But then apparently this clockwork dude had innate spells because he kept spamming this edition's version of Color Spray. What is that one? Dizzying Colors?
Dizzying Colors.
I think
right.
What you mean to say is he had one spell that he used and did absolutely nothing else.
No. Remember, we figured out the hard way. He had another spell he cast on himself, and it was something like Repel Metal.
Yes.
Yeah, remember we were trying
I remember he cast Annoy the players every round.
Yes, but see, the reason we could identify exactly how he was annoying the players because Bob actually has the same spell. Otherwise, yeah.
That's how we know it's annoying.
Yeah. But Bob's never used it because we ended up not hitting him or not hitting him well because he had, I think, damage resistance or additional AC against iron stuff. Could have been both.
Until shit.
Yeah, until let's see. Right. Bob brought out the big guns, which in Bob's case means this edition's magic missile, Force Barrage. And then Cinderspark managed to finally get through this dude's defenses and put him down.
I did?
Yeah, you dealt the killing blow. I think maybe me and you were flanking. Maybe you were flanking with somebody else. I do not recall that part. Because I think we moved around afterwards. So what you see on the screen isn't representative. But the dude was like in between all of us. And then he moved and he blasted us again. And then Bob went, well, I don't actually need to roll an attack for the Force Barrage. So I don't have to do the DC 5 check. So eat force damage. And I couldn't figure out exactly how to roll multiple dice. Because by default, it's a D4. But if you spend more actions on it, it will add extra D4s. Yeah, so you can spend all 3 of your actions on the magic missile with the serial numbers filed off. And then you fire 3 of them.
The magic
per
missile.
action.
I believe you barraged me.
Yes. Horse barrage.
We don't talk about horses in this party, okay?
three miniature ponies flew out of Bob's hands.
Amazing.
And did force damage to this clockwork dude. And then, yes, they were. Well, actually, it's sure. Let's randomly select them from the rainbow. One was pink, one was purple, one was green. Are you okay with that?
Yes,
all right.
That's fine.
So yeah, but
I'm just gonna stay with the pink pony though.
Sure. And
nope, not gonna start that.
I think Cinderspark was either flanking or the dude was off guard somehow, and Cinderspark stabbed the dude real well with the. I don't remember if you still had that oil that you powered up the weapon with.
Yes, I did.
Then yeah, so it was like 3 dice, and the dude went down, and that's how we brought him down. But we didn't really.
It was also a sneak attack,
right? We didn't really investigate this room besides like a cursory glance. So, Brian, if you could refresh our memory and give us a description of it, that would be nice.
Yeah. I was going to go ahead and do that and also update some information. This vast chamber is bathed in a flickering blood-red light cast by 4 torches burning in the northern, southern, and eastern walls. The light illuminates 2 intricately carved columns depicting snarling demons that rise to the ceiling 30 feet above. To the west, stone stairs lead up to a dais covered in the brown stains of dried blood. A 20-foot-tall rusted iron statue of a demonic horned creature looms on the dais, holding an oversized pickaxe in one hand and the head of a horned fiend in the other. One of the horns on the statue's head appears to be missing, with only a jagged stump remaining. Glowing red gemstones sit in the eye sockets of the looming statue. So something I wanted to update. A while ago, a few episodes ago, you guys succeeded on a recall knowledge on Zarazmak.
Finally.
Yeah, and you gave us a bunch of info.
Yeah, I gave you some info on that. So with that info, this statue is Zarazmak. You don't know what the head is?
Actually, you gave us some info about it, and I don't know if you guys remember, but what I recall was that we figured out through Form that Tsar Azmak at some point led a violent rebellion in the city of Dis and slaughtered a bunch of fiends.
Oh, shit.
Right. So this might actually be a commemorative fiend head. We have a gift shop for your own fiend head versions. But then he got brought down, and the cult is all about bringing him back into power. But there's no definitive information about where he is, what he's doing, or whatever. We just, we figured out the cult is worshiping him, and maybe through worship of him, trying to get him to be back on the material plane. We're not really sure. We just figured out that the history was depicted on these pillars, and that's why he's got a fiend head in one of his hands.
I have so many questions.
The columns, so those have numerous demons and fiends on them. If somebody wants to roll a religion check, we can identify some of them. One in particular stands out and is on each column.
I mean, sure. I'm untrained.
Hey, Ryan, what's my favorite number to roll?
I think your favorite number is either 4 or 5.
It is 5. Do you know what I rolled?
Must have been a 5 because that's your favorite.
6.
Oh, a 6. Huh. Anybody else rolling religion?
Well, I have untrained improvisation, so I just rolled it, and I've got 17 on the die for a total of 18.
All right.
Borm got a natural 1 for a total of 5.
Yeah, none of you are able to identify these demons.
They're bad news.
But otherwise, some are insectile, 6 armed demons.
I mean, I'm not really sure we're concerned by that in character. Okay, all right. Bob personally is we got Mom, let's go home. What's the problem? Bob wanted to just leave that double door locked and just not come back.
Okay.
but Bob got outvoted. So we opened the door and got into a fight.
Yes.
Mom told you that it's time to help them.
Yes, Mom.
She did.
I do have a question. Would Gorham lore help with the demon identification in any way? Has Gorham ever fought any of those demons?
Gorham lore does not apply to demons.
Gorham lore doesn't apply to fucking shit.
Gorham. All.
What about Zinadashral?
No, Zinadashral doesn't apply to demons.
Boo.
What about goblin lore? Because I can tell you what kind of goblin he is.
Demon lore. Fiend
I said
lore.
goblin lore. No, goblin lore. Literally everything is goblins. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Goblins and dogs.
At this point, I think there's only one real question that's in everybody's mind. Are we going to reenact the first edition DM screen by prying one of the eyes out of the statue?
Yes, we are.
I was thinking the same thing. Yes. We can form a chain to get up there. Like Borm, obviously, you're the base. I'm sorry, you're the biggest.
Well, hold on. How low to the ground is the fiend head?
Fiend head.
Well, the fiend head doesn't have the
They're
gems.
on the head of the statue.
Yes,
Right.
but we can climb onto the fiend hand and up the arm and get up to the statue's head.
But we still have to use something as a ladder.
It depends. Like, is the statue raising the fiend head in triumph, or does it dangle low?
It's about halfway up.
Does it wobble to and fro?
God.
Okay, we now look at the midsection of the statue and see if there's anything down there that would let us climb up it. No?
There is nothing except for dried splotches of blood.
On his groin?
We're gonna climb the statue.
Okay.
Well, maybe we should search the chamber first, because there does not seem to be an obvious exit from here, but there were cultists in here. So, just saying.
The obvious exit is the big pokey door that we came in.
Yes, but remember we were told that this keeps going further down?
Uh-huh.
So, where's the further down?
Oh.
Okay, Bob is going to roll perception.
All right. Roll better than you did for your recall knowledge.
Well,
Wow.
Cinderspark is going to roll. I'm climbing up the fucking statue.
Well, you
All
know
right.
what? Fuck you, GM, because this is better. It's a 23 total.
All right.
Yeah.
23 total. As Cinderspark starts to climb up the statue, you walk behind it.
I do?
And
Okay.
yes, you do. And you find like the faintest outline of what might be a secret door in the wall right directly behind it.
Hey, guys, I think somebody forgot to mark the secret door with an S.
Go ahead and give me a climb check, Cinderspark.
A climb check? What the fuck edition is this? Would you like an athletics instead?
Yes. Give me an athletics check to climb.
25.
25. You swiftly and deftly make your way up to its face.
Nice face.
You are eye to eye, so to speak, with this.
I would like to take one of the eyes.
Oh, actually, I want to remind you, specifically Cinderspark, since you're up there, of a question that Vercog had last time. Because one of those horns is broken off, and Vercog wanted to know if the statue was made like that, or if it got broken off afterwards. Does it look like there's damage to the other horn?
It looks like it was broken off.
Yeah, I thought we had established that. It was already broken off.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that we had.
Okay.
Why do I feel like we found a broken off horn at one point?
I don't
Am
think...
I imagining things?
I think you are imagining it.
Okay.
I think what you're thinking of is the talk of it in the journal.
Okay.
You pull out an eye socket or one of the gems out of the eye socket,
Right. The eyes have it, and so do I.
and the lights in the room begin to flicker. More so, kind of inconsistently.
That probably means nothing.
Probably
You're
not.
going to pull out the other one too, aren't you?
Yes.
Maybe put some chalk in there.
I should put some chalk in there. I have chalk. Cinderspark pulls out their chalk and puts some chalk, and I put a little X over the eye that I pull out.
And you
Right,
pull out
right.
you pull out the other one,
Mhm.
and the lights go dim.
And I put another X over the eye. Sweet. Okay.
So do they dim or do they turn off?
They turn off.
Well, who cares? We all have dark vision. How far is it to the ground?
About 30 feet. Or, excuse me, about 20 feet.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to deliberately jump down.
You deliberately jump down, tumble away.
Mm-hmm.
Your gems in hand.
This is the retro day. It's acrobatics, isn't it?
It is. It would be acro.
Cinderspark, you now have 2 eye garnets on your inventory.
Very nice. Oh my goodness.
So now that you're done blinding our adversary, I found the secret door behind here. Would you mind taking a look and telling me if it's trapped?
Okay. I can shed some light on that. Yeah, sure. Let me check it out.
Actually, do the gems themselves glow?
No, they don't.
Boo.
But they are shiny. I mean, they would be if there was light.
You don't believe it to be locked or trapped?
I don't believe it to be locked or trapped.
Are you guys ready to proceed through it?
Yes.
Okay. Borm?
Is Borm taking point? Are we stealthing? Let's put it that way. Are we stealthing? Because if we are stealthing, Bob is not.
Y'all can, okay, I actually am an expert at stealth. Y'all can follow the expert to follow me, and we can have better rolls on stealth.
Ooh.
Actually, so with follow the expert, Cinderspark, I don't believe you roll.
Right?
How do follow the expert work, Ryan?
Follow the expert. Choose an ally attempting a recurring skill check while exploring, such as climbing or performing a different exploration tactic that requires a skill check, like avoiding notice. So this would be avoiding notice. The ally must be at least an expert in that skill and must be willing to provide assistance. While following the expert, you match their tactic or attempt similar skill checks. Thanks to your ally's assistance, you can add your level as a proficiency bonus to the associated skill check, even if you're untrained. Additionally, you gain a circumstance bonus to your skill check based on your ally's proficiency. +2 for expert, +3 for master, +4 for legendary.
Yes.
So we are still rolling stealth, but we're getting a +3 because Cinderspark's level 3 and a +2 because Cinderspark's an expert?
Yes.
So we're rolling our stealth at +5 over regular.
Mm-hmm.
But just not to be contradictory, but I do still roll. I have my own roll.
Yes.
Everyone is still getting their bonus.
Yep.
So hold on. Follow the expert works like this for any expert downtime, exploration time skill. Yeah, I can literally make you guys my band because I'm an expert in performance.
Yeah, we could follow the expert on performance. You're not wrong. But would we?
100%.
No, Borm wouldn't.
So,
are we rolling some dice, people?
Are we? I don't know.
We can look. Okay, we can sneakily go. We can sneak up to the door, and we don't know what's on the other side of it.
I got a 29.
okay. Bercog has a 29 sneak
I am
to avoid notice. Anybody else rolling to sneak?
I'm going to roll this and just add 5 to it.
You can add a circumstance bonus.
Yes, but unfortunately I already rolled before realizing that, so that's a total of 21.
All right, Bob has a 21.
Borm is going to stand far enough back to not have to sneak. And I think we agreed that was, 15 feet?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to position Bob on the other side of Cinderspark.
So you guys start on your way down these steps. It spirals around.
What steps? I'm sorry. First of all, we opened the door.
Yeah. Well, I assume
Thank you.
Rolling stealth, you'd open the door.
Yes.
There was no door for us to open, Ryan.
Right. Remember the secret door? So we're sitting there around the statue of Czar Asmak and trying to figure out what you're talking about.
More like Czar ass fat. Look at slap that.
Did they actually accurately model the back of the statue? Complete with his demonic ass cheeks?
Yes. Can you smell?
Wow.
It even farts.
Does he have anything hidden in his asshole? Like the gems in the eye sockets? What if we put one of the gems in the ass?
Why?
Do the lights turn off?
The thunderous clapping of his cheeks are a mystery for another day.
All right. So you guys start slowly descending these stairs deep into the darkness. It just keeps getting darker and darker, it seems.
This is
Are we going up or down?
Down.
Underdark?
Descending. No.
Where the eye of Tsar Azmak don't shine.
I mean, it don't shine at all anymore. I took them.
Right, exactly.
The last time I had to pry eyes off of a statue, the entire room flooded, and there was a epic battle with a piece of shit, and I wound up in the snow. And bad things happen to good people.
Shit happens?
Shit does happen. We're not going back to the ass cheeks.
I was just wondering if Tsar Azmak can actually see through those gemstones, and in which case, shoving one of them up his own ass would probably be discomforting for him. I don't know.
Probably.
Unless he's into that.
I mean, we could also. Do you want one? We could split them so they can never see the same thing at the same time, and that would be very disorientating.
Yeah, but we don't even know if they're magic. Verkog, are these gemstones magic?
As we're trying to allegedly sneak down the stairs.
Not do this now, Bob.
Oh, right. Stealth. Sorry, I'm not used to this thing.
You surely are not.
Usually the two of you are up front sneaking, and I'm in the back with Borm, trying not to get stepped on.
You're a bad influence, Bob. You're making me worse at stealth.
Yes, I am.
You guys make your way down. It's about 50 feet. It takes you a good minute to get down there as you guys are taking your time sneaking.
And then
Get to the bottom of the steps, and the shaft opens up. Across from you, you see a bridge that is destroyed. So to give you a quick description, a vertical shaft of rectangular stones rises to the ceiling of this cavern and is the second most impressive sight in this natural-looking cave. The most impressive is the remnant of an ancient bridge that once crossed a vast chasm to the north. The chasm fluctuates between 30 and 40 feet across, growing larger to the west and narrower to the east. 3 passages exit this chamber to the east, west, and south. A curious ring of stones has been placed at the entrance to the southern passage.
Is the southern passage the one where we are, or are we emerging from something beyond those?
You are not. You are emerging from the rectangular stone shaft.
Ah, okay. Right.
Yeah, we are.
So you are facing north right now.
Oh,
I see.
right.
I see what you're saying.
So
This is the ring of stones.
Yeah, okay.
You can.
There are other
All I
exits.
see is just really, really cool background.
Oh, you didn't load.
Oh no, never mind. I was around the corner. Oh
Yeah.
Oh, he bringing the light. Oh Lord, he coming. I didn't realize your token has light.
yeah. I have
Balls of light.
I see another bridge. Bob says, pointing off to the east.
Yeah. There are a couple of tunnels.
Can we talk about the corpse that's over there?
Well, I mean, the corpse is on the other side of a massive chasm. We
Yeah,
can
who
talk
cares
about it. Oh, wait. Can the
What are you guys looking at from here? So we'll start with Borm.
Borm is heading south around the stairwell, taking a peek down the hallways.
All right.
Or just says
You're kind of
walks
looking off to the southwest, and from where you're at, you can see what appears to be the flickering of maybe a campfire or something. The lights emanating up the hall towards you. Probably 15 feet maybe from you. You see the path diverge off to further to the west. Also, it continues. The main path from where you're at continues south. Go ahead and give me a perception check where you're at, Borm.
All right. It's a natty 20, so that's going to be a 25.
Woo!
A 25. You hear some voices whispering down to the south. It's very, very faint, but you do hear some voices.
He's going to grab Verkog, who's standing next to him, and silently point, grab his ear, indicate that he hears something, and point down the hallway.
How does Verkog respond?
I'm getting a little closer, and I am listening.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
21.
21. You also hear the faint sounds of talking, voices.
Is it in a language I recognize?
It is not.
Okay.
It is in a language that you have heard before.
Oh.
Sounds like it might be similar to the language that the Darrows spoke.
Okay.
Or trying to remember who else.
It's Australian.
Azomi.
It's common down under.
Are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Yeah. So the same language that the Envy Spawn speak and the Darrows.
Well, all right.
All right. Quickly, I'm going to jump over to Bob and Cinderspark. Where are you guys looking?
So I actually needed to be exactly where I placed myself on the map in order to even notice the bridge, because I'm assuming there are no sources of light here, and we have 60 feet dark vision, I believe.
Nope.
I am a source of light.
Nope. Well, sorry, dark vision doesn't have a limit. It's
Really?
You see in darkness and dim light as just as well as you can in bright light.
Okay, so in this edition, there's no limit. So I guess I don't need to stand where I am, but that's where I went and looked around the corner and saw the other bridge. And I informed you guys of the other bridge. Now, if you want me to roll perception for anything that isn't obvious.
Dimitri, you have to say it. You have to say it.
It looks like a 25-foot long bridge. Hard to make out anything else. You do see in black and gray, so it's hard to tell what color it might be. Shades of gray.
I'm not really certain I care about the color of the bridge.
Yeah.
Dimitri, do you know what dark vision does?
What does it do?
It knows no limit.
Only in this edition.
And you can't tell what is beyond where that bridge begins or ends, but you do see it crossing the chasm.
Well, I could take a couple of steps forward in order to see that bridge more clearly, and then I'll see the bottom of the chasm. Stop pushing my...
Eventually, you'll see the bottom. You don't know. It could take you several rounds to reach the bottom of the chasm.
That's right. It's basements all the way down.
This chasm,
You guys.
ledges beckon from both sides of this deep rift. What appears to be a skeleton clad in chainmail and clutching a rapier lies slumped on a remote ledge to the northwest, while directly to the north, a worked stone tunnel ends at a massive rusting door. To the east, hints of a smaller, still intact bridge made of a strange gray wood crosses the rift, but the one that once crossed the span here is now only a crumbling ruin.
Okay. Can we tell whether or not the bridge collapsed naturally or if someone broke it?
You are not able to tell.
Actually, I have a different question.
Well, fine.
What is up?
What do you mean, what is up?
The ceiling.
Look, this is a chasm, right?
Dirt.
Yeah, like is there another layer up above us from which that now skeleton fell down?
It doesn't look like it, no. It looks like a solid ceiling.
So there is a ceiling to this thing.
Yes.
How far is the ceiling? Since apparently dark vision no limit. How far is the ceiling?
How far did we walk down the stairs?
50 feet, you walk down the stairs. Let's go. It ranges from 30 to 40 feet in this area where you can see.
Okay. Who knows spider climb? No, nobody?
What's my name? Miles? No.
I think we should explore to the south.
I think we should shoot a rope across this chasm and climb across where the bridge used to be.
Or we could get the Harbinger to fly it across for us.
That was
That's the
actually going to be my
easy way
suggestion.
out?
Well, actually, I was going to suggest that the Harbinger might want to check out the skeleton.
Well, yes, he should, I feel, because the skeleton does intrigue.
The skeleton may have shinies.
Yes.
With Vercog sliding down the tunnel here, you see something as you are about 15, 20 feet.
Oh, yeah.
There appears to be a Darrow. And we are going to enter initiative as he screeches out.
Fuck me. Okay.
Doe, a Darrow.
Maybe that's what he
a
says.
Female Darrow.
It might be. You don't know.
You don't know?
Do you have a ray? A ray of golden sun?
I could pee on him.
You know what? If you, can you do a split ray?
If that's the somatic component, I don't really want to know what the spell is.
All right. Borm, what'd you get for initiative?
It's a natural 20 for a 25.
Nice. For Cog, what'd you get?
I got a 15.
Bob, where are you sitting on initiative?
I am somewhere on the bottom of the chat for a total of 9 German for no.
Cinder spot.
14 teen.
Yeah, that classic rogue initiative, huh? Oh, wait, the classic Cinder Spark initiative.
Welcome to another edition of Cinderspark Classics.
So we are going to start out as this Darrow, for its first action, pulls out a crossbow.
Fabulous.
Its second action is to fire said crossbow at Vercog, just so we're clear.
I'm glad we're clear.
Ooh, that is a 28.
Yeah, that's going to hit me. That is, in fact, a critical success.
A critical success. Right, so that is going to be 6 points of damage, and then...
No and then?
Not
No,
and
and
then.
Oh, yes. I need a fortitude save.
Is it centipede poison?
Yeah, hold on. If it's a poison, I believe you are within my aura.
Yeah, he is in your aura.
Okay. So that is a 22 then.
All right, a 22 is a success. You feel fine, except for the 6 points of damage.
Right, except for that. Naturally,
And then-
6.
It takes its third action to reload.
Thought that might happen.
All according to Kikaku.
And being that Borm also rolled a 25 with my Darrow, Borm gets to go next.
Borm still cannot see the Darrow, so he is going to step forward. Actually, he'll move past Vercog. Oh, there it is, with a move action. Okay,
And from there, you see 2 Darrow, one almost directly west of you, and then another one northwest of you in this same cavern.
In this little pocket?
Yep.
Shoot, I thought what we were looking for is further south. Okay.
The noise you heard was from further south.
Okay.
I have enough movement that I will get into their faces for at least one of them, and 5 feet away from the other, or 10 feet away from the other, I'm sorry. And with my final action, I will attempt to smack him in the face. It's a 15 on the die for 24 to hit.
A 24 is going to strike your target true.
Is he flat-footed since he hasn't moved? I'm sorry, is that a rule that I should know by this point?
That is the wrong addition.
Is he off guard?
Well,
He's not.
I might learn that next campaign, but for at least today, he will take 6 points of damage. And that is the end of Borm's turn.
All right, so Borm, you took a strike at this thing. You did some damage to him. It appeared that it all went through, and took you 2 move actions to get there. From the south, Vercog, further down the hall where you heard the sounds, you hear the click of a crossbow.
Fabulous.
That is a 16.
Misses.
Misses. And then it will reload. That is that thing's turn. This thing here looks like a Darrow also. Looks to be a little more badass.
Interesting. Is that a spike chain, perhaps?
That, I believe, is the Atlas.
What in the actual hell is that?
Well, that does look like a spike chain in the art. Maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe it is, yeah.
Because that's generally how it's been presented in previous editions, from what I recall.
Yeah, so that must be the spike chain. It is not true to what it is in the inventory.
Okay.
So,
Right, because they can use things other than the art.
yes. But she has this poofy ball of hair atop her head, pointy ears with earrings, and milky white eyes. And the next thing to happen, you see another creature come into view. He gets much, much closer. This creature looks to be some kind of living fungus.
Ooh.
Eh.
Has a mushroom head with multiple eyes, sharp pointed teeth appears to be made of mushrooms with hands and feet.
He's edible.
It is.
I mean, all mushrooms are edible once.
True story.
Is this going to be one of those poisonous versus venomous things? It doesn't mean he's edible. It means he can eat you.
No, that's not the same thing.
Do I look like I'm proficient in nature?
And then, so for its third action, it launches, like you just see this spore pod launch from its body.
Buy dinner first?
At Vercog.
So,
and that is a 31 to hit.
what the fuck?
That's critical.
That is 10 points. Oh, no, that is 20 points.
Oof.
Okay.
Of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then
I need a saving throw of the fortitude type.
Is it a poison or a disease?
It is a poison effect.
it's the miracle of life.
For non-divine health. 15.
You are also going to take 3 points of poison damage.
Fabulous. Oh, that's bad.
It is bad because you feel like it is going to affect you for the rest of your life.
Oof.
I can't actually see, so I don't know what it is.
Vercog, how do you want to respond after taking this, a crossbow bolt and this spore pod launched at you? You were able to fight off one poison effect, that centipede poison you're familiar with. Something about this other creature here, that poison's a little more...
I have antidote. I don't know that it's going to help. And I have no healing in my inventory. Fabulous. That's great. That's awesome.
So an antidote protects you against toxins. Upon drinking an antidote, you gain an item bonus to fortitude saving throws against poison for 6 hours. I don't know that that's going to help you now that you are poisoned.
No, it really isn't. So,
Wouldn't it help if there were successive saves?
It would. But this...
Well, maybe for like daily recovery thing, that could help. Or is that limited to diseases? I'm reading Anti-Plague, and I remember that for diseases, there were like daily rolls.
Right. Usually with poison there are, but this is just a persistent poison.
But this should be...
For the moment, because as will become very, very soon apparent, my options are fairly limited. I'm going to cast Needle Darts at the Fungus Beast. That's a 23.
At the Fungus Beast? That is a hit.
Okay. He takes 10 points of damage. And then I'm going to run away. 2, 3, 4, 5. You big-headed idiots, get over here. I'm going to die. with the fucking chasm.
Well, that's what you get for being a light source.
Wow.
That's not helpful.
I also can't actually do anything until Cinderspark is done with their turn.
Neither is yelling at us. It's not my turn.
It is not. So there is the one in front of Borm. It is going to step away from Borm and pull out its Atlas. That's 2 actions. And for a third, it is going to try to strike Borm, the ranged attack with the Atlas. Natural 1. Let's move that die away. And Cinderspark.
What
would you like to do? You don't know anything's really going on, do you? Oh,
well, no, but Vercog's yelling at us, and I didn't do shit. I'm like, fuck.
Yes, that is exactly the problem.
Is Vercog?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to be fucking rounding the corner and getting hit first?
Is Vercog
No, but I thought that
visibly
you were all
missing
moving south
bits?
because there was no way to cross the chasm.
Fine, I'll go. I'll walk into the chasm. Here I go, down the fucking hallway. Hi. I'm here now.
So from there, you see The Leshy to the northwest, one almost directly west of you, and then, Leshy Darrow, and you see the Leshy to the south.
Yeah, I think you gave the game away there. There's also another Darrow down here.
Yeah, yes, and a third Darrow further down the hall from you.
And yeah, that's where the fire is and so on and so forth. Okay, cool.
Yes.
This place sucks. Borm, we should leave. And I walk back up the fucking hallway. And that's 3 actions.
Bob.
As I was saying, does Verkog look like Verkog is missing bits?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. Well, since I'm not really sure how many and what to do, I am going to start with Hymn of Healing. That takes up 2 actions, gives Verkog... It's heightened. So you get 4 temp HP right now, and you get fast healing 4. So when you start your turn, you get 4 hit points. I think that's how it works, right, guys?
Yes.
And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move to find out what is going on. So going over there would be 20 feet, right? And I've got a total of 25. So go over there, see Cinderspark, who's running back, and I take another step forward, and then I see, what is that thing? Oh, that's the fungus dude.
Yes.
So I have absolutely no idea what's going on, and I'm out of action.
Sounds familiar.
In this little cave with Borm, there are 2 Leshy. Darrow, excuse me. Gosh, why do I keep calling them Leshies? 2 Darrow.
You're wishful thinking, given how the Leshy performed.
To impregnate everybody, Ryan's were gross.
Oh, he's got a loaded crossbow, so he's going to take an attack at Borm. That is a 29 to hit.
That hits.
All right. Not a crit, though, right?
No.
1 point of piercing damage.
And then
I need a fortitude save.
don't they have to apply the poison?
You know what? That's a good point. So they did not do that this round.
Oh, nice.
Get applied to not the crossbow.
So you got to take an action to apply to apply poison.
Cool.
Yes.
As that pierces him, Borm turns around and says, "Knock it off, kneel."
It also does not kneel.
I'm gonna get one of these guys one day.
I mean, you get him with the damage every time.
Yeah, but I need like a boss or something like that to cower. 2 points of mental damage.
He will take 2 points of mental damage. With that, he is going to swap weapons and pull out his Atlas. He will move into melee with you. And that is 3 actions. And then, Borm, what would you like to do?
Borm is going to be incredibly brave in listening to Cinderspark and really feeling the "it sucks in here." He's going to move around the corner. And is he hit by any reactions?
He is not.
Okay. He will continue moving up the hallway. And you know what? I'm going to try to demoralize, let's say, 30 feet. I think I'd get that. Oh, 35 feet. Can I say my movement took me just one scare? Okay, cool. He will attempt to demoralize the spongy, fungi guy with an intimidating glare.
He just strides down the corridor and turns around and fucking gives him a fucking frown.
Yeah. And I believe that's an intimidation roll, which is a 2 on the die for an 11 total. I don't think that would beat anything if he is even affected by.
And that would be versus will DC?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see that.
Right.
It gives you a glare back.
But Borm bravely stands in the hallway protecting his friends as the GM awards him a hero point. Before his turn.
Nicely done.
You know what?
Bravely ran away.
Go ahead and take a hero point.
Oh yeah.
No, because they're gonna reset next session. Use it.
All
You
right.
get to draw a new card. Maybe the card will make using it more worthwhile.
The cards.
Cards. The heart of the cards, as a matter of fact.
This is not Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
There.
Mine are more
we
like
already set off the trap
spleen of
card.
the cards. Maybe liver of the cards.
Maybe even in the colon, we don't know.
Colon of the cards. Yes. Important, but most of the time full of shit.
This Darrow at the end of the hall, down near where the light is coming from, you see her begin to make runic gestures
How does one
with her
make a
hands.
gesture? I want you to demonstrate for me, Ryan.
Well, it depends on the alphabet.
Yeah,
It's kind of like that.
Do you really want to see somebody writing in the
it
air?
is.
Kind of like that.
I do.
Pull shapes.
Yeah.
Think Doctor
See,
Strange.
Hold
I'm
on.
thinking
Are
more.
you telling
I'm thinking
me it's
more
YMCA?
YMCA.
Form, I'm going to need a basic will save.
To quote an internet cartoon, S is for sucks.
That's a 2 on the die for 7 total. Can I use a hero point?
You sure can.
Totally should.
Absolutely, you can.
Wait. Would you like... this is an audio visual?
No.
Yeah, that's a 1 on the die for the.
Are you kidding me?
Folks.
Oh, no.
I heard runic gestures. That seems like a visual effect.
Yeah, if
So
I
you
were
went-
an ally, take...
I do have 1 more hero point. Can I
hold
use
on,
that
hold on,
the
hold on.
same
I
roll
have-
or no?
Yeah, go ahead. I will let you use them all.
I have a counter performance, and he's within 60 feet of me.
Like, don't look at
spell.
look at Bob.
17 on the die, so that is going to be 24.
A 24. So that is going to be a regular success.
It's better than alternative.
Yes. So you will take 1 point of mental damage
Oh,
and not be stunned.
okay. The critical failure though would have been a lot funnier.
It would have. So that's a 2-action cantrip.
And Dan.
She is going to let loose her crossbow at Borm. 22 to hit.
Hit.
4 points of damage. And that is 3 actions.
And Dan.
And then that's it.
There's no poison on her bow.
She shot a bolt at her cog.
I thought the other one shot a bolt in for.
Yeah, but didn't we just discuss
This
that
one
it
did
takes
too.
an action to put it back on?
Yes.
So,
How many bolts were fired at Vercog?
This one? Well, 1 from her, 1 from this guy.
So 2.
Yeah, 2. 2 total, 1 from each one that could see him at the time.
1 plus 1 is 2?
1 plus 2 plus 1.
What is this math?
All right. Man, rough crowd today.
No, you're roughing up this crowd.
You are roughing up the crowd. We're not going to let you get away with some shit, Ryan.
No?
No, not lightly anyway.
Okay.
Can make you pay for every hit point.
I really appreciate Borm moving into range of my Leshy.
Is it a Leshy?
It is going to launch this spore
You're gonna get the watermelon of doom this time.
at Borm.
Of doom? What the hell?
That
Dude,
is a-
I got hit for 20 points of damage.
Well, yeah,
It's
that's
the
doom.
watermelon
yes.
of doom.
Watermelon.
It is a 29 to hit.
Where's Gallagher when you need it?
Christ.
And that is 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, you better make this save, dude.
I need a fortitude save from Borm.
That is a 25.
25. You feel fine right now.
Hate you.
You should be cheering him.
No, it
Talking to him.
definitely
you
hates
hate
you,
me.
Ryan.
I didn't do anything. All I did was roll a die.
Oh, and by the way, when do I take persistent damage? Is on my turn or
At
his?
the end of your turn.
Fabulous.
So at
So
the end of
you
your
take
turn,
the
you will take
fast
the
healing-
damage.
Take fast healing at the start of your turn, and you take persistent damage at the end of your turn.
Yes. And then you will roll the DC 15 flat check to try to recover from the persistent damage.
But you
after you've
also
taken it.
have...
Not even any bonus to that, huh?
But you
No, but-
also have 4 temp HP, so if you take damage...
Yes, Dimitri, I added them already.
And that's going to keep happening for the next 4 rounds, hopefully.
Yes, Dimitri, I know.
All right.
I know.
And that is going to be all from this Leshy. I know that was only 2 actions, but I do not want to move them. Rakog,
Fabulous.
you take 4 points of healing. Temp HP?
Yes, it has. No, temp HP happens when I cast and sustain. Fast healing happens on Verkog's round.
All right, so first thing is you take 4 points of fast healing.
Fabulous. We love that. If I take an antidote, that is not going to help me with the flat check, right?
No.
Did not think so. Figured I'd ask. I will move 1.
So, for clarity, what the hell is the antidote for?
Well, it's like 6 hours.
If he gets poisoned again, it'll help with the fortitude save. For other poisons that actually have stages, and this one did not have any stages, he would get a bonus on those saves.
So this particular poison, whatever it happens to fucking be, has no stages. It's just
it's just a persistent poison,
right? So it's a cum shot, and it's just trying to wipe it off your face now.
Well, I have a question for Cog. Are you an expert in medicine now?
No, I don't believe that I am, but I will go look.
Yes, you are.
Am I now?
Because when that came up, we had a discussion, and the GM said that by aiming at a higher DC, you could end conditions on yourself. No?
No.
If you aim for the DC of 20, I'm sorry. I don't know how it works, but I remember something being mentioned.
So when you treat wounds at a higher DC, you can heal more damage.
Being an expert will open up a feat that you can treat conditions, but that's a separate thing entirely.
Oh, okay. So it's not just like built.
Hi. My turn.
Yep.
I am going to cast Phase Bolt to try and get this stupid thing out of here.
Yeah, get bolted, bitch.
Wow.
What'd you roll? I rolled a 1.
At least it's not a 5.
Generate next session. I'm going to use I'm going to use a hero point. Reroll it.
You're an asshole, Mark.
Your average of 5 has dropped to like 3.2.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even hear. What did Mark say?
At least it's not a 5.
Oh God, I am Joe O'Brien. Okay, 25 for the phase bolt.
25 for the phase bolt. Your phase bolt strikes true on this fungus, as you see,
but not critically.
No, as you see, like this puff of spores.
The dragon. Right. Oh, my bad.
4d4 takes 9 points of damage.
All right. He seems to take all of that damage.
Okay. The only flat checks I have are 5 and 11.
Well, you just roll a d20 for...
Okay.
So 15 is the DC.
Okay.
All right.
I'll take 3.
Yep. It might automatically do it since I put it on you when you end your turn.
It does not.
Temp HP?
Yes, Dimitri. Give me a second. Wait, are you saying it takes away from the temp HP first?
Yeah.
Yes.
None of that damage was real because it wasn't 4.
Wonderful.
It's temporary.
And
I can't do this all day, but while I can.
Okay. This little guy come out here. 20. And he's got good line of sight on Borm. And had his Atlas out, so he is going to attempt a strike with the Atlas at range. That is a 21 to hit.
Meets beats.
Meets beats. That is 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
This time I'll take a different tact and try to politely ask him to kneel.
And it stands there, pulling back its Atlas.
He will take 4 points of mental damage.
Ouch. All right. So 1 to move, 2 to attack, and then it is going to use its third action to pull it back.
Oh, that's the reload.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
Cinderspark, you still going to run away like a little bitch?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, just because we're small size.
like a dog.
Also, yes, that's double racist.
You know what, Ryan? I don't appreciate your bullshit. What the fuck did you want me to do? Walk into a fucking place with 3 fucking actions and fucking stand there like a fucking idiot? No, I wasn't gonna fucking do that. However, now I can fucking walk over here with 1 action, slice the fucking Darrow with a 2nd action, roll a fucking 1,
God.
and then with my 3rd action, walk back to where I was.
It's like bootleg spring attack.
Yeah. All right, Bob.
Okay, so first things first. Vercog, I am sustaining Song of Healing on you. This is round 1 of sustaining. Your temp HP goes back up to 4. That still leaves me with 2 actions, and I can just barely see Darrow that's closest to Borm.
No, that's a dog.
No, you haven't hit it yet. It hasn't hit the threshold for Updog. The fungus, which lobs watermelons at people, and what exactly is that thing?
Watermelons of doom.
Some sort of a spellcaster over there, right?
I'm sorry, are you trying to identify its class or its heritage?
Yeah.
The who?
The Leshy.
The Leshy?
No. I'm talking about this thing all the way in the back, 80 feet away from me, because I can see a corner of its token.
Oh, the Darrow.
Right.
Roll a...
I'm not spending an action. No, I don't have enough of those. No. What I'm going to do is something I asked you, Ryan, to prepare for me. I'm bringing out the big guns. I'm summoning...
You gonna pee in all the breastplates?
No. I am summoning a baby grand piano.
All right, you are summoning a baby grand piano.
Yes, specifically, I am casting
Leviathan, perhaps.
illusory creature. And
Okay, your illusory creature is a baby grand piano.
yes, and it is going to be a small-sized piano, and it is going to be summoned within 500 feet of me. So I'm actually dropping it adjacent to the caster over there, so I can see this exact space. I have this very thin slice of visible. So the space just south of the caster is visible to me. And I can drop the baby grand piano there. Now, it can't actually act unless I sustain the spell, as far as I can tell. So it won't be able to act this round. And if it gets hit, it goes away. Because it's an illusion. And the creature goes, oh, wait, it goes right through. So I want you to picture Bob screaming, allies, come to my aid. And behind this caster, piano just does, just across the keys. Just a musical sound bite. And then it tries to do an actual bite with, the cover of the keys. But it doesn't actually bite anything. It's just pretending that it's threatening right now. Because it's not going to get any actions unless I spend an action to sustain the spell. And even though the duration is just listed as sustained, somewhere in the rules they hid that there's a max of 10 minutes. So I won't be able to carry my baby, the grand piano, into another combat. Unless it happens right after this one.
I wouldn't worry about it.
So, Ryan, do you have a token for me?
It's already
I put a token. Yeah, I put a token out there.
I don't see it.
It's this ugly looking thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
because he put it to the north, and I wanted it to be south because I can't actually see that space.
Here? No, here.
Yes, perfect. That was the space, but I can't see it again. Perfect.
There
Thank
it
you.
is. Okay.
I'm assuming you still need line of sight to summon things, so I just
Yes.
plopped it into the space I can see.
Okay.
Next to the threat I can just barely see a corner of. And that is the end of Bob's turn.
As Bob summons a fucking piano.
I mean, it's not fucking anybody right now.
It's about to.
All right. It is
It's a quantum
Darrow.
piano.
It is Darrow number 1's turn, and we're gonna find out what he does next time.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we need to we need to take a breath.
Thank you for listening to Dour Gnome Adventures. If you enjoyed our show, check out our website, dourgnomeproductions.com, for links to our social media and Discord community. Also, don't forget to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice and share us with your friends who might enjoy our show. New episodes drop every Monday. Dour Gnome Productions uses trademarks and or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Dour Gnome Productions is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. We are playing through the Pathfinder adventure Rusthenge by Vanessa Hoskins. Music and sound effects for this podcast by Michael Ghelfi Studios, Filip Melvin, and Kevin MacLeod. Dour Gnome Adventures is the property of Dour Gnome Productions.